Welcome, dear students. The current session focuses on expansion of vocabulary with particular focus on conversion. I hope and expect that by the end of this session, you would be able to understand what is conversion and how it is very frequently used to create words in modern English. Well, in fact, apart from affixation and compounding, that are two other ways of creating words very frequently or coining new words very frequently in English language. This is the third way that is used. Conversion, though, as compared to the other two, ways of creating words, is used comparatively with a less frequency. If I define what conversion is, it is the act of changing a word from one use or function or purpose to another. So, if a word is used for a particular purpose or for a particular function or for a particular usage, its nature is changed and it is used for some other purpose or for some other function. A process by which a word belonging to one class is transferred to another word class without any concomitant change of form, either in pronunciation or spelling, is called conversion. This is what I would call a very, very technical definition of conversion. In fact, the process is highly prolific in form. There are no restrictions. It gives a lot of freedom and it becomes very easy to change, the use of one word from one function to other function. So because of, this freedom and because of, this ease that it offers, it is very regularly used. It happens very regularly. Some scholars, however, have called it syntactic change instead of word formation. Why? Because, unlike other forms such as affixation or, blending or compounding, where, the shape or the form of the word itself is changed, in conversion, what happens? The word itself remains the same. It is not changed. Its use, its function changes. So how does it change? By placing on the string of the sentence, it is placed somewhere else, or it is placed before or after some other word instead of the first use or the first function for which it had been used before that. So most of the times, scholars consider it as a kind of a syntactic change, not a change in word formation. In this regard, I would give example of Piles and LGO 1993, who call it functional shift. This is the term, by the way, that they have used for it. There are certain types of conversion. I'm going to introduce major types of conversion to you. The first type that I would introduce is from noun to verb. The second is verb to noun. So if you look at the screen, in fact, this is how it is. From noun to verb, this is an opposite process, the second one, from verb to noun. There are two more that I would like to introduce, adjective to noun and adjective to verb. However, the first two, these two are used more frequently. They are created more frequently as compared to this one and the fourth one. Here are some examples of noun to verb conversion. So, for example, the noun bottle, as you can see on the screen, can be used as a verb as well. For example, to bottle. To network. Network, originally a noun, has been converted to a verb as well, and now it is used as to network. So, for example, I would like to network with my colleagues abroad. In the same way, commission, a noun, is used now as a verb as well, to commission. These are the examples of, formations of noun to verb that you can see as further examples. To gossip, to invoice. So, initially invoice was used as a noun, but now we say, I'll invoice it to you. So, to invoice is used as a verb. Here is an example of, verb to noun. Call that, I will call you, for example, used as a verb, but it is used as a noun as well. For example, I will make a call. A command, a guess, a spy are further examples that you can easily, understand because these are in our common usage. Here is an example of adjective to verb conversion. Adjective dirty. For example, when I say dirty clothes, dirty is used as an adjective. But this can also be used as a verb. Here, notice the use of to with it. You're not allowed to dirty your clothes, which means you are not allowed to make your clothes dirty. In the same way, I'm going to empty this bottle. To empty is used here as a, verb. Otherwise, empty bottle. For example, here empty is an adjective. To wrong, for example, wrong answer. Wrong is used here as an adjective, but, one should not do wrong. Again, uses a noun. And now, for example, to wrong somebody is not a good idea for me. So here it is used as a verb. Well, as far as the fourth category, that is adjective to noun is concerned, they are rarely, formed in English through the process of conversion. However, some examples can be found. For example, the poor, the rich. Generally, otherwise, we use poor people. For example, poor man. These are examples of adjectives, poor as adjectives. However, when we use the and we make it the poor or the rich, then it becomes, a noun. A daily, with the use of article, indefinite article also. We have an example. I have decided to, buy a daily and to see whatsoever I want to see. So a daily here would refer to a newspaper. Adjective to noun. Other examples that you can see are an ancient or a brisk, though we do not use them very, very frequently. The words formed by affixations and compoundings and, conversion, if we look at all these kind of words that are created, one thing that we notice about them is that they are all the words that are taken from our everyday usage. These are the words that are very common in English language, and the users of English use them very frequently. If we compare and contrast them with loan words, it is interesting to notice that the Latin loan words tend to be more formal and literary, and also, they are used in specialized ways, in specialized domains of life. For example, in the discourse of science or medicine or religion or classics or culture or liberal arts. Before we end the session, I would just like you to think for a while. Can you change the nouns to verbs? Google, Skype, WhatsApp, Facebook. In fact, these were all introduced first as nouns, but now they are very frequently used as verbs. So, to Google something, or to Skype with somebody, or to WhatsApp something to somebody, or to Facebook, which is the most recent, I would say, in terms of its use as a verb. So this is the process in which, the process of conversion through which in the modern times, a lot of new words are created in English language.